Coinless challenges have become very popular around YouTube recently, and I want to get in with the clickbait. As a person who loves Nintendo and especially Mario games, I have really enjoyed watching people self-impose challenges on themselves where they try to beat certain games without collecting a single coin. I've wanted to try this out, but there are only so many Mario games to look at. I could try to dig deep and find a Mario game nobody has completed yet, but I don't feel like making my boys Steve Gaming, Nico BBQ, and Mayro SMM get angry at me for doing the game they were working on. So now, we have to throw Mario Kart Wii Coinless in the trash. Oh well. However, I have looked elsewhere to find another game to attempt this challenge in, and I discovered another one with coin-like collectibles. Welcome to Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. In this challenge, we will be trying to go from World 1-1 to the final boss without collecting a single coin. This counter over here must stay at 0. Anything else will be allowed in this challenge as long as it is a part of the game. In this game, there are 4 ways to collect coins, and they must be avoided at all costs. Firstly, you can collect them by running into them in the levels themselves. That should be self-explanatory. They can also be hidden in scary hiding places like these plants. The third way to collect them is to jump on 3 enemies' heads consecutively without hitting the ground. This is one we will definitely need to watch out for. The final way, and the most devilish to all of us coinless runners, is the slot machine barrels at the end of each level. When you touch one of these, you end the level and you get a reward. There are 4 possible rewards to get: bananas, balloons, coins, or the amazing hit the barrel until your arms die for random reward. This will by far be the most frustrating part of our run, I can already tell. If we collect a coin at any point, we must close the game and reopen it. With that being said, our challenge is set. Can we beat Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze without collecting a single coin? It's time to find out. Before we get started, I would like to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters, who at the time of scripting this video are Auragamer Nazir, Digiman, and Globalist. Thank you all for your support. With that out of the way, let's jump right into World 1-1. The first level isn't too difficult. Just be sure to watch out for this part with the walrus and the coin above it. You can't kill the walrus in one jump because it takes 3 hits. However, instead of dealing with the walrus, we can jump between it and the coin. Just be especially careful not to mess up here, or you will be watching this 3-minute opening cutscene a lot. Similarly to 1-1, the next level causes no struggle at all. This is the same with 1-3. 1-4 introduces players to the minecart. When riding it through the level, it moves the player as if it is an auto-scroller. Your only control option is to jump. In this level, there are some coins hanging out over gaps on the ground. However, it is time to explain jump heights. If we hold the jump button, we'll get a higher jump. If we just quickly tap the jump button, we can do a small hop. Using the small hops, we can dodge every coin in this level. Now that we are done with that, let's talk about 1-boss Big Top Bop. This boss is fairly easy when playing casually. However, when you hit the boss on the back, it can drop bananas, hearts, or even worse, coins. If we jump on the boss and it drops a coin, it is nearly guaranteed that we will end up with that coin. Not only that, but the boss loves to throw in some fishy friends which can also drop the same things when killed. If at any point something drops a coin and we don't manage to pick it up, it isn't going away. It will be laying on the ground until we finish. Is there a way to minimize the chance of coins getting dropped so we can have a successful run? To that, I say yes. Let's start with these fishy friends. These don't need to be killed. If you wait patiently, they will go back to the water. However, avoiding these unnecessary deaths is only one half of it. The actual boss is another story, because you must hit it. However, there is a strategy to that as well. It involves this lovely little health bar at the top left corner. If you hit the boss while at low health, it will increase the likelihood that the boss will drop a heart, and if it drops a heart, it is not dropping a coin. After enough good luck and intentional damage, This boss will be completely possible coinless. Now we can move on to World 2. 2-1. The level with this impeccable fire animation. The only struggle in this level will be using the cannons. This level has lots of cannons with moving coins on our path. We need to be sure the coins are out of the way so we don't fly into them. Besides that, the level doesn't provide too much of a struggle. Hopefully cannons don't kill us all later. 2-2 Mountain Mania makes everything we just did look like a cakewalk. This level introduces Rambi. However, I decided against using Rambi so I can use Funky Kong's amazing moveset. We will definitely need it. There is one coin right in our path near the beginning. However, we can get over it with a double jump. But our main challenge in this level comes right after this checkpoint. We are presented with two swinging sets of platforms. One of these has 3 coins on it. If we land on this platform, it's game over. A double jump from below won't give us enough height to continue. So if we have any chance of continuing our run, it must be from this top left platform. Using both the momentum of the swinging, a roll jump, and a lot of patience, we are able to cross this jump. But that's not all. I would be lying if I said the ending was not a struggle either. This area is littered with coins. To cross it, I used Funky's slow hover to ensure I would make it through without snagging any of these coins. Once we cross those, we are finally greeted by the slot machine barrel. That was by far the hardest level so far, and we are only on World 2. This makes me a bit scared for what's to come. World 2-3 gives us a bit of a breather. As long as we are careful not to be shot right into any coins, we are golden. World 2-4 is another minecart auto-scroller. Similarly to the first, with skillful jumps, we are able to survive without collecting any of the coins in the sawmill. World 2-5 is a piece of cake. There are barely any coins to avoid. Just try to time the slot machine barrel well. Now, it is time for World 2-6, Wing Ding. This is a level that can potentially kill the run. This is some footage from my practice file. Right off the bat, there is one coin that is in the middle of a gap between these vines. When you are not on the vines, you have a wide array of moves you can do. However, when you're on these, your moveset is extremely limited to a high jump and a small hop. The only thing is, both of these will run us right into this coin. This is usually where I pull something out to dodge this coin, but not this time. World 2-6 Wing Ding is completely impossible. World 2-4 has a secret exit, but that would lead us right back to this level. Just like the coin, the level is unavoidable. And let's create a hypothetical situation where we do avoid that coin. There's one coin later in the level that's also unavoidable due to our limited moveset. If you were to jump high, you would go right into the coin. If you go low, you would maybe miss the coin, but you would not make the jump. With that being said, we have an answer to our question. Can we beat Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze without collecting any coins? No. You know, it's kinda sad. I had my hopes up for this run. We were able to make it through many struggles like avoiding coins in the first boss, everything in 2-2, and dealing with this devilish slot barrel. And we're only in World 2. Even worse, there's still time left in the video. If anyone has any ideas how to avoid this coin, please let me know. Until then, it is time to take the nobleman's death. Wait, what? Good effort, hang in there. When you want to move on, the next level is unlocked. Wait, hold the phone! Huh. Neat. Alright, I think I need to explain what the cool speedrun boys call death abuse. Whenever a player dies 8 times in a level, the next one opens up. This really gives us a hand moving on in the future. As long as we have lives, we can skip any level that seems frightening. I bet this will come in handy. So with that in our level completing toolbox, our run continues to World 2 boss, Mountaintop Tussle. To complete this boss, we will be using similar strategies to the first one. We will try to keep our health as low as possible to increase the probability of us getting hearts. In my run, the boss did drop a coin. However, I was able to avoid picking it up. To make it even better, it eventually despawned. This allowed us to take down this pesky bird and move on to World 3. World 3-1 doesn't have too much difficulty. However, there are 2 points that need to be acknowledged. This point where you are jumping between giraffes does include a lot of coins, but when the coins are down, it provides a window to jump. Using this, as well as Funky Kong's hover ability, we are able to make it through this section. At the end, there are a lot of snakes with coins near the end you need to travel on. Be sure that you actually jump off of this snake, because if you just drop like you probably would in a casual playthrough, you will go directly into the coin. Other than this, the level is easily beatable. World 3-2 is also easy. As long as you can dodge all the coins in the final walnut chase, you are golden. World 3-3 is another Rambi level that I completed without Rambi. Without Rambi, this section with the strong winds is a small struggle, but with enough patience, it is passable and the level is easily beatable. Before we continue, I want to say that at this point, my Elgato was being fussy with me and didn't want to record in 1080p, so I had to drop the quality of future levels to avoid having my computer blue screen every other level. Sorry about that. Let's move on. World 3-4 Scorch and Torch is an easy level. However, there was one segment that was a struggle. Right at the end, there is a cannon that aims into a ring of bananas and coins. We need to find a way to only collect bananas. The best way I can describe it is to line the static bananas to when the ring is between a coin and a banana with the banana on top. If you get lucky, you will collect 2 bananas and avoid all coins entirely. This takes us right to the end of the level. World 3-5 introduces us to the rocket barrel. This is similar to the minecart where it is an auto-scroller. However, unlike the minecart where you are on a step path, you can move up and down on the barrel. For the most part, in this level, I will be holding the fly button. Unless there's an obstacle at the top of the screen, we will be on the top of the screen. At one point, I rammed the rocket barrel into some fish to avoid some coins. As it isn't a solid wall, it won't kill me. I kinda wanna get out of here, so we'll be taking the secret exit to 3-B. 3-B is not too much of a struggle, but it is worth acknowledging the end. We have 2 bouncy paths with coins at the top and big birds in the middle. However, we are able to jump between these to make it across. With the cannons at the end, we're able to avoid the coin by taking some intentional damage. This lets us finish the level and go right on to 3 boss, Triple Trouble. This boss was an interesting one. As we progress through the world, the bosses will get harder, and as the bosses get harder, it becomes harder for us to intentionally take damage to avoid coins getting dropped. In my successful run, a coin dropped right away when I went for some early hits without taking damage. Unlike in Mountaintop Tussle, the coin will not despawn. If any coins drop, you must avoid them for the rest of the battle. However, after some good luck and some skillful bomb throwing, we were able to slap this annoying monkey away. On to World 4. So before we get into this world, I want to say that this is a water world. So clearly, with the ability to go in all 4 directions, this won't be that bad, right? World 4-1 gives us a nice, warm welcome into this world by placing a coin right on top of a switch you must hit to progress in the level. However, this coin is avoidable with good positioning of Funky Kong. I went on to take the secret exit in this level, so there isn't as much I need to do in this world. 4A is a bit of a struggle, but it is easy to figure out in the end. Just be careful and you will be fine. The biggest struggle I saw was actually attempting to get to the secret exit in this level. 4B is a long level, but there aren't that many coins that get in our way. The only things to mention are when hunting down the blue chest, be sure to grab the farthest left ring of bananas. Grabbing others could litter coins on the screen. One of them has mines. Also, when waiting for the last door to open, be careful when escaping that dang shark. Hang out at the top of the screen, because there are coin-giving barrels at the bottom. Once you do that, 4B is very possible. Now we get to 4-5, C-Stack Attack. In a casual playthrough, Funky Kong may be the one getting attacked, but in this challenge, our run is what's getting attacked. After speeding through the beginning of this level, we are presented with this cannon section. 2 spinning cannons and 4 spinning cannons, separated by 4 spinning coins. We can't avoid the cannon, because we will not be able to reach the next set. I was determined that this was impossible, but then I had one more idea. Speedrunners. I took a look at the world record run of Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze and just check this out. Can you believe it? With perfect timing, we might be able to avoid these coins. With this knowledge in mind, I went to work. I tried finding a visual cue. I used the crusher on the far left. When it made its way back up and hit the back, that was my cue to fire away. I tried, and eventually, this happened. Now I was determined, and a bit angry at myself as well. However, this gave me one piece of information. It is possible, and I am, in fact, able to jump the coins. Once we pass Big Chungus near the end, we need to make sure to smash the boxes on the far right side. Once we do this, we are somehow able to beat C-Stack Attack completely bankrupt. 4-6 is a cakewalk compared to the last level. The only point of difficulty is this section where the currents move you in a circle along with the spiky purple things and dreaded coins. To avoid these coins, we will be taking advantage of our invincibility frames. Once we make it through here, it is all just a matter of staying alive. Now we enter the boss stage. Now before I start explaining, I need to mention something. I hate Fugu. This dang pufferfish is by far my least favorite boss in the game. When it comes to coins, bubbles can appear from the walls, which may sometimes contain coins. My only strategy that has worked was to take some intentional damage and get to 3 hearts to increase the chance that Fugu drops extra hearts, rather than coins during the first 2 phases. When Fugu does Jigglypuff's final smash, we just cross our fingers and hope we win. I know, an amazing strategy, right? I mean, it worked. And I still hate Fugu. Let's move on to World 5. World 4 gave us a nice warm welcome with the coin on top of the switch. However, this world takes a step up on welcoming us and gives us not 1, not 2, but 3 coins in the line of this cannon. I'm going to say this now so we can reference this later. If a coin is in the path of a cannon that is required to finish the level, that level is impossible. However, with the price of 8 lives, we are able to skip this level coin-free. World 5-2 is another Rocket Barrel auto-scroller level. This level isn't too difficult. You will just need to take some intentional damage to avoid some coins. This is mainly prominent when in the Pumpkin Murder section. 5-3 is a very easy level with barely any coins in our path. As long as you are careful, this level will cause you no struggle. World 5-4 Panicky Paddles is just a hard level to play in general. Our main problem for the coinless run is this cannon. We have a cannon surrounded by coins and bananas. We need to collect only bananas and get in and out. Luckily, we are able to do this with some good timing. As long as you are careful not to die, you are able to beat this level. 5-5 Jelly Jamboree is another story. The majority of this level is possible, but when we get to the ending, we are presented with a cannon and 3 coins. Although 2 of them are avoidable, the 3rd is not. Because this is a required cannon to finish the level, this level is impossible to finish. However, instead of turning right to Death Abuse, 5-4 has a secret exit. Maybe this will bring us some better luck. Once we finish the 5-4 secret exit, we are sent to 5B, Jammin' Jams. I even had to turn to my practice file for this one. Right away, this level causes us some struggle. This first coin on top of the owl causes us an early problem. To avoid this, we'll use the fish archer nearby to give us a lift to kill the owl and to avoid the coin. But our coin dodging adventures in this level don't end here though. We are later sent to this area with cannons and of course, coins. We can dodge this first coin by shooting ourselves straight up and below the coin. However, I can't say the same for the second coin. No matter how we shoot ourselves, that coin can't be avoided. That means that 5-B is also impossible. Our only option now is to use Death Abuse to continue the challenge. So we use Death Abuse to finish the level and continue to 5-6. 5-6 is actually possible, don't worry. In fact, there are nearly no coins to worry about in this level. As long as you keep your eyes open for little gold cylinders of death, you are all good. We now approach 5 boss. Knowing how Fugu was in World 4, this is going to be even harder, right? Not exactly. This was a much easier boss for me than those in Worlds 3 and 4. As long as we take some intentional damage, we can utilize Funky Kong's moveset, particularly the double jump and hover ability, to take down this boss. Now we have 1 world left. However, I know this will be the hardest one yet. Here goes nothing. World 6-1 started World 6 off better than I was expecting. There are once again hardly any coins to avoid. I missed this jump near the end, but luckily I was able to hover to the finish. World 6-2 is very similar. I found this as a good place to get a lot of bananas. I have a feeling we will need them. This is a very easy level to complete Coinless. As we will come to see, World 6 has a low amount of coins for us to avoid. World 6 is another addition to our list of easy levels in the Coinless run. Now it is time for 6-4, Blurry Flurry. And let me tell you, this level gave me a fury. This level is another auto-scroller that goes from Rocket Barrel to minecart? We will be crashing into some pieces of falling rock to try and avoid collecting coins. However, we will need to be careful because if we touch the ground, we could get bounced into some coins. After the first checkpoint, it is about memorizing your route and executing it right. When we get to the second set of flying snowballs, we are going to stay close to the ground and avoid the coins until the very last coin, which we will finally make it above. And I might as well mention that we take some intentional damage. On the final rise for the Rocket Barrel section, we will fly above the coins at the end and hope we don't hit the ceiling, because if we do, we are dead. The snowball section is a huge contrast to the first section, and it has literally no coins in our path, which allows us to complete the level. In World 6-5, as long as you are careful to skip jumping on one of these 3 birds near the end of the level, it is another easy level as long as you're careful. World 6-6 Cliffside Slide was one heck of a ride, let me tell you. There are 2 points in the level worth mentioning. Right after we collect the K, we need to have good timing with these 2 rising and falling platforms so we don't accidentally collect this coin in the middle. However, this was easy to avoid. Later in the avalanche, we are presented with this rock with vines on it, and of course, a coin. Normally, when we would jump off dodging the coin, it would launch us too far to the right to recover. However, if we get scarily close to the coin and jump off, we can use Funky Kong's amazing hover ability to barely make it back to the flower jump pad. The rest of this level is easily beatable. World 6-7 is difficult to execute, however it is easily beatable for the Coinless run. Let's take a moment to admire this easy difficulty, because it is the last easy level in the game. 6-8 Meltdown Mayhem is another Rambi level. Unlike the others we have played, we must use Rambi to complete this level. Shortly after we attain Rambi, we are presented with 3 targets we need to hit to break these walls. One of these is blocked off by a deadly run-killing coin. When I saw this, I thought it would be impossible to continue, but I didn't want to admit it yet. If we were able to hit the switch in 4-1, we might be able to hit this target. So I turned to the practice file, and this happened. We were able to break the target without getting the coin. I was extremely glad. Maybe this level will be possible. We are later presented with this ice platform with a coin on it. However, we can use the cannon down below to skip this jump, and more importantly, skip the coin. We are later presented with a part where the game wants us to break a rock to make a platform and jump to it. But there is a coin in our path. We can skip this coin by just jumping 1 platform over. Once we do this, it is a mad dash with hardly any coins in our way to the end of the level. We hit the barrel, and we move on to our final opponent. 6th boss, Volcano Dome, the final boss. I want to mention that I don't take any intentional damage during the fight. Any damage I take is because I suck. After multiple deaths and only 1 coin appearing during any attempts, this difficult final boss is defeated. I must say, for a Coinless run, this boss was very easy. Now, we watch Donkey Kong use the Horn of Winter and Death as a saxophone, but we have an answer to our question. Can we beat Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze without collecting any coins? Yes. However, it is not possible without death abuse. I'd like to extend my hand of invitation to anyone who wants to give this run a shot, and to anyone who thinks 2-6 Wing Ding and 5B Jammin' Jams are possible Coinless. Sure, the run is possible, but we use death abuse to get through 3 levels. Without death abuse, we're looking at a run where you collect about 6 coins. 2 in Wing Ding, 1 in 5-5, and 3 in 5-1. But with all that being said, our mission is complete. As we admire David Wise's amazing soundtrack, this is the end of our video. If If you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and poke that notification bell, because if you don't do any of that, you're going to leave me with a frowny face. Thank you all for watching. Good night everyone, and goodbye.